What's going on, you guys? This is your boy Scotty by Nature TV.
I'm J to the B TV, and I am young, fresh, and new.
Ooh. All right, you guys. So welcome to another episode of Young, Fresh, and New, where myself, Scotty by Nature TV, talks to up and coming content creators and giving you a chance to get to know them, and basically sending y'all over to their platforms, pretty much. Okay. So this is another person that's an up and coming YouTuber by the name of J to the B TV. I remember when I first announced that I would be doing this, he was one of the people that commented under my community wall. And I kept him in mind because at first I did not know how to reach him. And I'm gonna be honest, he almost did not make the cut this time. I was gonna let him come on the second round that I'm gonna do because I had like so many different content creators and I needed 10.
Mhm.
And I wound up picking 11 instead of 10. Because once you reached out to me, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna turn them away. I'm gonna let them come.
Yeah.
So
I'm-
he made the cut on the first part. So yes, this is J to the BTV and stuff like that. So we're about to get into him as a content creator, and we're going to talk about his platform and the things that he has dealt with his platform and what he plans to do with his platform going forward. So first of all, like I said before we started, thank you for coming up. I definitely appreciate this. Most
Absolutely. Thank you.
so the first things first. So what made you want to start your YouTube channel?
What made me want to start my YouTube channel simply was I had marinated on it for some years
Mm,
because I actually had my channel itself for like it's been over a decade. I just didn't get on there and make content, but
mhm.
something just told me, especially around COVID, because that's when I started it. So something told me just do it. You've been talking about it to yourself. You want to get on camera. You want to, create an audience. Just do it. So yeah, I pretty much went with that finally. I just, set up my camera and yeah, I just went from there. It was a very bootleg first video.
Oh,
but
if you saw my very first video, mine probably way worse than yours.
oh god, but I just went with it and I felt good after I did it and yeah.
Okay, so now that we know what made you want to start a YouTube channel, who
Mhm.
are you watching on YouTube before you decided to put out content of your own?
Oh my god. You obviously Bondi, Ashley. Ashley was actually the first person I started watching and really got on the whole YouTuber kick.
Mhm.
It's Rocks. Love Auntie Rocks.
You calling out all the people in my clique.
Yes. Y'all were like the top few that I was really watching heavy around the time I had started. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm
Uh-huh.
glad to be a part of that, that
Absolutely.
whole because when you say Bundy, you can't say Bundy without saying Rocks and Ashley. You can't say
Okay.
Rocks without saying Bundy and Ashley, and you can't say Ashley without saying Rocks
Okay.
and Bundy. The three of them, if you
Yep.
watch one, you watch the other two. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've really noticed that. Like
Yeah.
anytime I mention them, I mention them all. I call them like the TLC of YouTube
I
because
swear.
you can't mention one without the other two. You just can't.
That's true.
Okay. So
Mhm.
since you told me who you watched on YouTube, is there someone or others, because it can be more than one person,
Mhm.
that inspired you to just that you were watching that inspired you to get up and just put out your own content? Because for me, when I just like you, I had a YouTube channel, but I wasn't putting out
Mhm.
no content. I
Mhm.
was making videos on Facebook first.
Okay.
And then people are in my local area. If I was going to the mall or something, there'll be very few people that will recognize me from doing videos. I had like a Facebook talk show called The
Mhm.
Bottom Line Is, and I did it in college. And I would have like some of my friends from college on the show. We'll talk about different topics. We wouldn't even be talking about pop culture stuff. We'll just talk
Okay.
about different real life topics. And people were watching it in the area. Like people would find me on Facebook and watch the videos all the time, and I didn't know who the hell
Mhm.
they were. So then everybody was saying, "Well, let's go to YouTube," and I'm like, "No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that." And it took me about a year and some change to really go and do it. I actually started YouTube in 2010.
Mhm.
Most people don't know that, but I started putting out content in 2010. Some people think I just started 2 years ago, but that's
And
because
that's how it seems,
yes,
when you really
yeah.
putting out the content, people just think are brand new. And it's just like, well, I actually been having this channel for some years.
Like I came like a year or two after Kevin and Mikhail. And
Okay.
speaking of Kevin and Mikhail,
Hmm.
those are the guys that inspired me to do YouTube because I was watching them heavily every week. I would wait
Yes.
for a video every week. And
Okay.
then and after a while, I'm like, I can do this. So that's why I started doing it. So since I gave you that little spiel,
Okay.
who inspired you to do YouTube? Or,
Inspired me.
you know, more than one person or one, it don't matter.
Yeah, it's actually really funny because I like to think that you know how y'all have y'all's little, as y'all call y'all's little graduating YouTube class. I like to think I'm in the same boat with Simply Sakina and
That's my girl.
Miss Niecy Dixon. Like
That's my
them are
girl
the
too.
ones that really keep me going because I'm like, I see where they are. And I'm, wanting to get right there with them. Plus me and Sakina, we chat every now and then. I love me some Sakina. So I can definitely say they definitely inspired me more. Next to you and Bondi and Ashley and
Mhm.
Rocks, they inspire me even more to keep it going.
Imma
So,
tell you about them too, because as
mhm,
you know, I've worked with both of them.
yes,
So, the first time I heard about I was doing, the Whether You Like It or Not panel, I had just
right,
started it,
hmm,
and at the time, it was just myself, Jamie, Josiah, T, and
hmm,
Bundy. It was just us 5 at first.
right,
So, one day, somebody couldn't make it.
hmm,
And Niecy's videos just up and came across my homepage, and I'm just like, "Who is this girl, and
yeah,
where is she coming from?" I thought she was so pretty,
oh,
and I
absolutely,
just started watching her videos, and I'm like, I like what she gives, like, I like, you know." So I decided that, okay, let me reach out to her. So when I
hmm,
reached out to her, she already knew who the fuck I was. I was like,
period,
"Girl, what?" She was like, I've been watching your video, blah, blah, blah." Like she was excited about it. And I was like,
yes,
Girl, really?" So I asked her to be a part of my panel, and
hmm.
she was excited about it. Now, this is not Bunny. Niecy only had like 700 subs at that time when I found her. Like she
That's
hadn't even
more
made
than
it
I
to
have right
1,000 yet.
now.
Yeah, like she hadn't even made it to 1,000 yet when I found her.
Yeah,
And
hmm,
then when she came up, she was the one that put me on to Sakina.
really,
Yeah, she put me on to Sakina.
okay,
So I remember somebody couldn't make it one night, and Nisa said, reach out to Simply Sakina, and I would see people put her name in the chat. So I said, let me go and,
hmm.
you know, I reached out to Sakina. She also already knew who the fuck I was. I'm like, girl, how the fuck y'all know me? And then I went back and looking at my old videos, and Sakina was in the comment section. So it
Yes.
was a video from like 3 years ago. She was in the comment section. So she definitely
Right.
knew me. So, she was like, you one of my favorite YouTubers. So
Mhm.
that's the story between them two. Like I worked with Niecy first, and then Niecy brought me
Introduce you to
Sakina.
Sakina. Yep.
Yeah, and now me and Sakina hang out me, Sakina, Jamie, and House of Aaron. We hang
Yes.
out every time I go to Atlanta,
That
which
is
we'll
dope.
be hanging out next week when I go to Atlanta.
Okay.
So, okay, so as a content creator that's new in this on the come up, what would you say are your struggles as an up and coming content creator? Because
Okay.
everybody has those when they first start.
Absolutely. Real quick, can I turn on the light? I know it's kind of
Yeah,
dark.
go ahead.
Let me turn on the light real quick and I will answer that question.
Okay, that's no problem.
All right. There we
All
go.
right.
Probably could have, you know, turned my camera off before I did all that, but
No, you fine.
it is what it is.
You good. You good.
So, you said what my issues have been?
Yeah, like what were your struggles as an up and coming content creator?
Okay. I think the main thing is just building the subscribers when you feel like you constantly put out content after content and, you know, just getting those subscribers to come in and getting the likes on the videos where you feel like you put your all into a video and sometimes it's not as received as you would think, or really in this case would like it to be received, which is why I think we all have to constantly be like up this video, like up this video, you know, subscribe,
Right.
subscribe. It just feels like an uphill battle at times, and sometimes it can be a little, you know, it can kind of just throw you off and make you not want to continue to do it. But I'm here to the end, to this whole platform crashes and burns. So yeah, but that's probably the biggest thing collectively that makes it a struggle.
Okay, so I asked just about everybody that's done this so far that
Hmm.
same question, and every time they tell me what it is, I give
Hmm.
them a little bit of advice.
Hmm.
So, how long have you been doing this again? When did you
It
start?
has it's been about 2 years now.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do you mind me asking how many subs you got? It don't
No, I
matter.
don't mind at all.
Okay.
I have, and it's funny because I dropped one and then got another one back, but
That's normally how it goes.
I'm at 109.
Okay, 109. Okay.
Yeah.
So, my advice would be this.
Hmm.
When I first started in 2010, I was 21.
Hmm.
I was a college dropout. I was in this mentally abusive relationship. And everything bad that could happen to someone at 21 years old was happening to me.
Hmm.
Um, I, you know, this I know I love to run my mouth, and I went to school for journalism, so I know I love to run my mouth about something. And
Right.
so I had to figure out what really interests me. I love pop culture and I love reality TV. So I knew that would be my lane. So that's why I
Yep.
started with it. And then after that, I will say that at the beginning, when you're first starting, in your mind, because you feel like you're likable, you have this great personality, and everybody will tune in. But
Mhm.
the thing of it is, we don't realize that it does not happen overnight
Right.
all the time. Because sometimes we look at people that started right there with us, and we see them take off, and you
Yep.
sit back and you wonder, why am I not taking off? What's wrong with me? What's the problem? The
Mhm.
first 2 years of my platform was terrible. Like, when I mean terrible, I mean it was a slow process. My camera quality was horrible. I can say that. I can attest to that. My camera quality was terrible. Uh,
It be whatever, you know.
yeah. I didn't put any effort into my appearance back then because I didn't care back then. Like, I didn't put, like, if I was doing this back then, you would not see me dressed up like this. I would have on a damn wife beater and call it a day. Like, I would not care.
That's
But
like that though. That's just you,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. So I didn't put any effort into my channel. I didn't
Mhm.
do anything. So, and coming up at a time like 2010 and 2011 and 2012 where people are editing and doing all this big stuff and all of that, you want that. But hell, at the time I was broke and didn't have no job or no damn money. I was still getting money from my mama. So it was not much that I could do at that time.
Yeah.
So, like I said, from 2010 to 2012, it was a uphill battle. Like,
Mhm.
I gain subscribers, I lose them. I gain subscribers, I lose them. But I
Right.
didn't move steady until my third year.
Okay.
And that's when the second season of Love and Hip Hop came out, and I was one of the main people reviewing it. And those reviews was getting bukus of numbers every time I would put them out. And I knew
Mhm.
that. And sometimes when you're reviewing a show, sometimes there's a certain show that people will watch that will
Right.
flock to you for. And back
Mhm.
then, that show for me was Love and Hip Hop Atlanta or just any Love and Hip Hop period or Basketball Wives. They'll watch my Housewives reviews, but they flock to any
Yeah.
review that I did on the VH1 show.
Okay.
So it was like those, like after 2013, that's when my channel moved, but it suddenly came to a halt in 2016 where I was stuck at 15K for a long period of time up until 2019, where I got some momentum talking about Basketball Wives. And
Mm-hmm.
then once I got that, I kept it going. So my advice to you is, as a
Mm-hmm.
content creator, I know that it's difficult when you don't get the viewers that you want or the numbers that you want. Because
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to Beasley Says yesterday when I did this with him.
Right.
And he was saying that, sometimes he look at his numbers and it's not what he wanted to be. And it can be hard to look at sometimes because it's not what you think you should be higher than where you at. But like I told him, and I'm telling you this,
Mm-hmm.
just put out the content. Somebody's going to
Right.
watch it and somebody's going to find it. And
Sure.
you know what I'm saying? And someone's going to like you. It may take some time. Take it from me. I've been doing YouTube for 12 years and I didn't really go nowhere like that until 2 years ago. Till my 10th year is when I started to pop off some type of way.
Right.
So it may be slow and steady for people. It may be
Mm-hmm.
turbo fast for some, or it may just move in a medium way.
Yeah.
But long as you continue to put out content and be consistent with it and know exactly what you want to do, you will be fine. And on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, what I will say is it's good to have a support system behind you. When I
Absolutely.
was coming up, I had Ashley, I had Bundy, I had Rocks, I had Much Love from KY. All of them rallied behind me and was always sending people my way, always sharing my link, always sharing my videos. You, on the other hand, at this point you will have myself. So I don't mind, like sending people your way. I don't mind
Yes,
like giving you advice if you need some
for
or
sure.
anything like that. Because sometimes it can be rough and it can be difficult, and sometimes you do want to give up. But I would advise you not to, because
Oh,
it
I'm
it,
not.
it will happen. Long as,
Truly.
because you got me, you have
Yes.
Sakina as well. I
Mm-hmm.
could get There's other people in my crew that just because I said, check this guy out, share his stuff, send people his way, they'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, being that you did this with me, I definitely don't mind helping you out in any way that I can. So, and that's just that. So my
I
advice to you
appreciate it.
is to never give up and
Yeah,
continue to be consistent and know exactly what you want your channel to be and what you want it to what you want to talk about. That's the main.
absolutely.
And for the last thing,
Okay.
there's people watching this series, and there may be people who has seen you before, but there
Mm-hmm.
also may be people that never seen you before. So for
Right.
someone that's watching this and they seeing you for the first time, tell them why they should tune into your platform.
Well, you should first tune into my platform because I'm not just cute, but I'm very witty with how I go about talking about things. Because I do a lot of housewife recaps. And I'm about to start a Potomac here in a few. I've just gotten into the whole live segment and I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoy it. And, you can talk about various things on those lives because I feel like when record your videos and didn't have to edit and didn't upload it, that
Mm-hmm.
kind of limits what you, in my opinion, limits what all you can say and all that, because you feel like, well, let me just go ahead and do this on the live. You can damn near talk for hours. Not that I'd be keeping people on for hours, but I just feel like, with me being a fresh and upcoming YouTuber, get into those because I will sometimes talk your head off and we can steer the conversation anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I, much like you, Scotty, I love to talk. And I feel like a lot of people will enjoy me because what you see is what you get. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I don't put on a facade or anything. This is all me. And I feel like that is something I'm bringing to the YouTube streets that, other people might not do. Other people might be a little scripted. I'm giving you what you see. So
And
yeah.
that's all that matters because long as you're authentic, I forgot to put that in there. Long as
Hmm.
you're authentic, you will always prevail because people can tell when you're being inauthentic.
Exactly.
So before we get up out of here, don't
Hmm.
be surprised if I ask you to be a guest on one of my housewives panels. I think that
Okay.
would be good for you. So don't be surprised.
Ooh,
Um,
yes.
but with that being said, I had to throw that in there. But with that being said, thank you for doing this. I definitely appreciate it. For those of you that
Absolutely.
are watching, be sure to go to his YouTube page. I will have the link
Hmm.
at the bottom of this video so you guys can click it and subscribe. Give this man a chance and all that good
Okay.
stuff. And with
Because I
that
ain't going nowhere.
and with that being said, we are up out of here and we'll talk to y'all
Yes.
another time. Bye,
Yes.
y'all.
Bye.